Good afternoon from A Bit Twisted. So we have an old castle wheel here for sale. It's probably more of a classic 1960s wheel. It's a little bit taller than some, but it is a double drive castle wheel that's suitable for spinning both flax and wool. So right now I have a little bit of wool. I'm going to do some sample spinning. So I've changed the hooks on the flyer to cup hooks, and I have the original hooks available as I took them out and saved them. The bobbin has a little chip in it, so the last hook is not really a usable hook because it does catch because of its close proximity to the bobbin. The whirl also has a chip. It does not affect the way that this thing spins. The drive wheel is a very thick, heavy laminated plywood, and it spins really well. You can treadle it really slow. It has a beeswaxed linen drive band and also a linen leader on the bobbin. The wheel has a little flat spot down here and a center treadle at the very bottom. I put a new linen hold for the footman arm at the bottom and wrapped it up multiple times, so it's going to be real strong and it's going to hold up for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this thing spinning. And the reason for the cup hooks is because the cup hooks, or the regular original hooks, are not the best for flax if you're going to spin flax. Flax tends to be a little fuzzy and it catches on the hooks. So the cup hooks are better because they're bigger, they're wider, and more difficult to have little things snag on them. There are not multiple whirls on this size whirls, so it's just a single speed. So just whatever you treadle will work, and then you can do long draw, short draw, whatever you like. I'm spinning some combed top wool right now. And we're going to take a best reasonable offer for the wheel. I'm hoping to get maybe a couple hundred out of it. It's a very sturdy wheel. It'll last a very long time. Very nice wheel for spinning. The other thing with the cup hooks is now you can spin a little bit heavier yarn if you like to spin heavier yarns. It'll allow that. And then stop this, and then change the hook. And you do have to change the hooks. Don't want to wait too long to change a hook. Just go ahead and stop and change it. Just continue on. You'll get a much better setup here. So just wanted to show that the spinning wheel does work. Everything is in excellent condition and order, except the chips on the whirls for both the flyer and the bobbin. They can be sent in and be repaired. Don't have to replace, they can be repaired. If you know how to repair them, you can. Like I said, it's not really affecting how this is working. Adjustment of this is really easy via this post here. Adjust the tension of the drive band. This will be a really good workhorse for somebody if they're interested in learning how to spin. If they're also wanting to do any linen or flax fiber spinning, this will be an excellent wheel for both. And I just recently finished this morning a sample of linen that I did. And then you can spin it faster or slower because the wheel has plenty of weight to it. It's a nice flywheel, so just a little bit keeps that wheel going around. The leathers on this are good. The leather piece here, keep all your moving parts, things oiled, and you'll be good to go. And axle needs to be oiled every once in a while. I've already done all of that for now. So you want to get some gun oil. You don't want to use vegetable oil because it just gets all gummy and nasty. Just a nice lightweight gun oil you buy on Amazon will suffice for doing this. Okay, so now I've got two. So now I'm going to go again. Just a quick flip with on the spoke there, and you're off and running again. And being that it treadles easily, you can count if you need to count how many treadles for whatever you're doing. My other wheel that I have does not have a heavy wheel, so it's a little bit more finicky to control. This one's just really nice. You can go slow, take your time, or you can speed it up as needed. See how well it takes up the yarn here. So I'm going to move the camera in a little bit closer so you can see this working a little bit better. Then I always just kind of wrap my yarn over. So here you can see the adjustment screw here, up and down. And this bar rests in a groove, and the groove has a piece of leather on the bottom to keep it oiled. The tension of the drive band keeps this in place. And then you have this one piece of leather here for the front piece. And this rotates, so you can take it off easily. This is all real easy to deal with. And the pins for that hold the wheel axle in place come out and go in easily too. A little bit of tension on the thread as you're letting it take it up, and it won't kink up so much. Spin of the wheel. If you go too fast, it'll get all kinked up a little bit, but it still works fine. All wheels are like that. Don't want to let it feed on too fast. Just nice and smooth like that. I tend to spin thin for cloth rather than thick for knitting. And, more of a weaver than I am a knitter. So just kind of keep an eye on as your bobbin gets full. Stop it at the bottom. Again, got more here, and then just flip it over to the next hook, and you're ready to go. Little flip, and that wheel just goes. Weight of it just carries it around. Keep on going. So this is a local only purchase. If you're from out of the area, you'll still have to come and pick it up. I'm not going to ship it because it's too big to ship. Cost-wise is really expensive, so more often than not going to be worth doing anything like that. That at the bottom, test your yarn, and there's some nice sized yarn right there. That's perfect. Exactly what I was hoping it would be. Quick little flip, and here. Spinning again, so we're just going to continue this real quick. You can look on my YouTube page where I have this video. There's another video of me using this wheel, spinning some flax on the same wheel. Just a couple modifications like the cup hooks and just making sure everything is in good order. Since I made that first video, one more, so you can see I don't have a whole lot left here. So I don't understand why they have hooks on alternate sides. Be best if you had hooks alternating. So one here, one a little bit in between these two, but over here, back and forth. That way you can get a nice smooth draw. Because it doesn't matter whether you're going forward or backwards, what position these hooks are, because they're exactly the same, either direction. So, and if you do choose to put them all on one side, make sure you stagger them so they're not exactly in the same. So make sure that one side is offset from the other by equal amounts in between all of them. and then you can just flip from hook to hook back and forth as you go and make a nice smooth tight bobbin. And no, that's about it. I think that would work. This thing has varnish on it from when it was originally made. Personally, I don't like varnish. I'd rather see natural wood and then just coated it in a very thin beeswax coating, very, very thin, and rubbed in really good to make it look really nice. Kind of a matte finish, and that would be the way to go. So the wheel spins both directions equally as well. So you can do plying and spinning either direction if you so choose. Linen is flax fibers are typically spun counterclockwise rather than clockwise like wool is. So I'm done here and just let it on. And there you have your yarn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to wrap it on my hand and I'm going to ply it off, and we're going to make some finished yarn. So what I'm doing here is winding this on my hand, and what it's going to create is like a double pull ball, except I'm wrapping it on the hand to do the same thing. It's called Andean Ply. Somebody from the Andes or something came up with this, and the reason that you do this is that way whatever you spin you can ply, don't have any leftover waste. And you can make tools or have tools to do this much easier than wrapping it on your hand, because your hand gets pretty full and cramped and tight and all that good stuff. So we just do it this way for sampling. And I'm doing this so you can see that the wheel works both directions equally well. And then this will just be wrapped around my wrist as I ply it off. Okay, there's the end, so I untwist that. And then I'll slip this off of my finger. Then I'll have just rested on my wrist. Then I have two ends, and I pull from the two ends and ply it. Pretty simple. Again, we'll undo this. We'll put it on the second hook in, not the very last one, because the very last one causes the yarn to catch. You might want to make yourself a hook to catch your yarn if you want to do it that way, but don't need to. Okay, so I was spinning this way, so now I'm going to spin counterclockwise. Oh, got to put my drive band on, see? Get myself distracted here. Rotate that on. And I'm going to bring that up, snug that down. Now, something's caught. See what's caught. Okay, there we go. And then it just pulls off. You kind of watch that twist. See what's kind of the twist that you want. Again, change the hook often enough, and you'll this is a really good wool spinning wheel. I have my hand close to the orifice only because of the video. Normally I do this further away. Doesn't matter. I do it further away or close up. And stop. Well, that was odd. Okay, let's flip the hook. You can adjust your drive band tension, which adjusts how hard it pulls from your hand. You don't want it to pull too hard, you don't want it to rip it out, and you don't want it to break the thread. See how that's working, so let's get a little closer up. A thin spot. Didn't realize I made that so thin. Change the hook again one more time. Take this thing outside and take some pictures. Go. Okay, back it off. Back the drive band off a little looser. Flip the one side over to the other whirl so you can just pull the yarn off. So I'm just going to wrap this around my hand loosely. So this yarn would be suitable for knitting something. Maybe not be perfect, something that doesn't have something that's not so critical, because if you're really critical, you want to have your sizes of the thread or yarn pretty consistent throughout. This isn't bad, but this was just a quick spin for the show and tell. People used to do in school. I think we should still do that. Get involved, do things. Anyway, pull this up here in just a second. Then you twist the leader the opposite direction to untwist, so you can just slide it right out. And then you can tie a knot at the end of the yarn so it doesn't come undone. Take a few wraps of yarn, wrap it around the middle, hold it all together. And there you have your finished piece of yarn. Just like that.